morning everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Friday the 24th of October 2025. It is currently 6:15 in the morning and today I'm still in my hotel in Frankfurt and we are swapping Germany for France today and heading to the capital Paris, where tonight we are watching Paris FC versus FC Nantes in Ligue 1. So I've got a very long day ahead of me, travelling to Paris by coach, which is going to take the best part of 8 hours, and that's just assuming that everything runs on time. But without further ado, let's get into this and let's head on over to Paris. So this is my first time using BlaBlaCar bus. It's kind of similar to Flixbus in a way. It's here, 15 minutes ahead of its scheduled departure time, which is obviously a good sign. So hopefully we'll get to Paris relatively delay-free. It's currently 6:45 in the morning, and we're due to be in Paris just after 3 o'clock. So wish me luck. Hopefully it all goes well. Also got one for the road. So I'm just in my hotel room now. Didn't film any of my journey from the bus station to here because I've just heard a lot of stories about Paris and people getting things nicked, and yeah, definitely did not want that happening to me. But nevertheless, I feel a little bit more at ease now that I'm here and all my stuff, well, most of my stuff is in a safe place, and I'm not kind of lumbering it all around. But anyway, going into this evening's game, Paris FC are 11th in the Ligue 1 table, newly promoted into this league for this season, and their opponents tonight, Nantes, are in 15th place, just above the relegation zone, and not had the best of starts to the season, it goes without saying. But this is actually my first ever football match in France as it goes. I know that probably sounds a bit surprising given how many trips to the continent I actually do, and I have been to France itself a couple of times, but just never ever for football. But that of course does all change tonight, so it's going to be something a little bit different for me. But nevertheless, I've got to say that I am looking forward to it, just seeing what it's all about. So the plan now is to just let my phone charge up a little bit more, then I will head back out, go have a look at that electricity pylon in this city that everyone raves about. Then we'll head on down to the Stade Jean-Bouin. Probably butchered that pronunciation yet again, but we'll find out how the game unfolds. Here we are then, a new one off the list. And a little side note, I wonder what time the coach will set off when they play PSG away. Yeah, that is the Parc de Prix there, and that is the Stade Jean-Bouin, which is what the game where we're at this evening. So let's go in. So the team's now warming up. FC Nantes getting ready in front of us, going to be in yellow and green this evening, and Paris FC get ready just over there, going to be in dark blue. And you can see the Eiffel Tower, the top of the Eiffel Tower from this ground. Anyway, I'll see you when the players are coming out of the tunnel and ready to start the match.
صح اللي خرج عليه السي عشان
اسمع
موهبة.
سمير
Lost you in the home, aren't we? Yeah, it's been disallowed. Still a bit of a mental start to the game though, isn't Did look tight. Check over, goal given. I think it was, yeah, I think one of the centre halves and left back was playing him on.
صفر القباس
Half-time, Paris FC 1, FC Nantes 2. Is that goal of the season settled? All I can say is a genuine pleasure to be in the stadium to witness that. That was a moment of pure genius. That's all you can say, and it is literally just that that's separating the two sides in what's been a pretty even game up to now. It has to be said, there's been some good chances either way. Nantes getting off to the quick start, getting a goal very, very early in the game, and it looked as though Paris had equalised pretty much straight away, but it was marginally offside. But when they did get the equaliser again, it was very fractional as to whether it was onside or offside. But fortunately for Paris, that one did count, and as I say, there's been plenty of chances either way, and I think if this game does end up finishing as a draw, I think that on reflection of that first half, that would be right. But if Nantes get the next goal, then I'd be very surprised if Paris got back into it from that point. But if it goes to 2-2, then I expect it could become a little bit like a game of basketball. Neither side's sitting in, both sides are having a real go. It's been a really, really entertaining watch so far, I've got to say.
ماشي هكا يستعجل.
7 minutes of added time, 7 minutes. Full-time Paris FC 1, FC Nantes 2. That second half was quite difficult to get into as a neutral spectator for three reasons. The first one being just how plain wasteful Paris FC were. I'm really surprised just how much of a shell they went into in the second half. I thought they'd have a lot more urgency about them, try to apply as much of a high press as possible, but it just never happened for them, and in the end they were all the tactics to try and get back into the game had to go out the window because there was just no bite about them in the second half, and I thought there would be. I mean, going into half time, as I said, I thought at that point if it had been a draw, it probably would have been a fair result, and I haven't changed my mind on that or anything like that. I think over the course of the game there was a fairly even amount of chances. The second one is I just, to tell you the truth, it just seemed as though Nantes were, quite happy to just slow the game down at any given opportunity, just take as much time over the goal kicks, one or two players going down when maybe they didn't necessarily need to. But in their position, I can kind of understand it, just above the relegation zone, needing to get some wins on the board. So maybe to a degree I can understand that. If that was my team, I can't say I wouldn't expect us to be kind of doing the exact same thing in that situation where you're a goal up away from home and with the 3 points in sight. And the third one is the officiating. I think it was just not so much the man in the middle, but the two liners just taking so much time to actually get the flags up whenever there was an offside. There's just really no need to drag it on that long. Surely if it's offside, it's offside, and you just put your flag up straight away, and that's the end of it. So, but why wait? Why cause so many delays? Like, are you watching it on a live stream or something like that, and you're a few seconds behind? Really didn't understand that one. But I'm going to talk about the matchday experience now. First ever time watching a game in France. It was enjoyable. I've got to say, the really good atmosphere generated by both sides. A lot of FC Nantes fans throughout the whole of the ground. Had a designated away ends, but there was a lot of overspill into the home end, and particularly around where I was sat, there seems to be a lot of their fans, and they made a good noise all night, so fair play to them. Fair play to the Paris fans as well. They were still generating atmosphere even after the final whistle had went, and they'd been beaten on what was ultimately a disappointing night for them in the end. But in terms of Paris as a city, I was a bit sceptical coming to it. I've got to say, just based on like stories I'd heard and videos that I'd seen. But I think it's really quite basic actually. As long obviously be aware of the risk of pickpockets, scams, and that kind of thing. But if you just use a bit of common sense, you'll get by just fine, and you'll have a grand old time. I'm glad I've got to see the Eiffel Tower. It looks absolutely massive in person. I really must say that. I think you go to some landmarks and you get there and you're just like, oh, is that it? But I was actually really impressed with it, I've got to say. Shame I didn't get enough time to see some of the other landmarks, but it is what it is. But all the same, I think that winning goal was a bit of an arc de triomphe in itself, wasn't it? But that is that for this video, and I'll be back tomorrow, and we're heading back to the UK and back to the International Stadium, where tomorrow it is actually a new English record, because it is the longest journey for a league game, which is being set by our opposition tomorrow, and it is of course Gateshead versus Truro City. So pretty miserable home form for the Heat so far this season, but can we spoil the party that the Cornish lot will be having and send them back down the long road feeling a little bit miserable? Check back tomorrow to find out, but until then, take care, cheers for watching, see you there.